Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda. I make motherhood and lifestyle videos here on YouTube. I really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below. It means the world to me. If you haven't figured out by the title on this video yet, this is a Q&A, get to know me. I am newer on here, just creating videos on YouTube, and I thought I would do a Q&A to just allow you guys to get to know me a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is introduce yourself and how many kids you have. So I'm Amanda. I live in Southern California with my husband. I am 22 years old and my baby is almost 4 months. He'll be 4 months in about a week. And this is being filmed in March of 2020, just to give you a reference in case you're watching this in the future. Okay, where do I live? I mentioned that I live in Southern California. I grew up here my whole life. I did move a lot growing up, so I never lived in one place for more than 2 years, except for one house where we lived for about 3.5 years. We were always moving, but it was always in Southern California, and currently we live in Laguna Hills, California, which is very close to Laguna Beach if you have seen that TV show, and we're about 10 to 15 minutes away from the beach on any given day, which is amazing. Top mom product I could not live without. Right now I would honestly say the Boppy, just for breastfeeding. I really think that's helpful. It is saving my back as we speak because I've had a lot of back problems, but definitely the Boppy just to help support baby if you are breastfeeding. Obviously that would look different if you're not breastfeeding. One product I regret buying is a baby bouncer. So like not the ones that they sit in, but the ones that they can lay in and you can bounce with their foot. Never used it, never had a purpose for it. We tried to use it, but it was just kind of big and awkward and we never ended up using it, so now it's sitting in our garage. The hardest thing about being pregnant? Well, I was pregnant in 2020, so from basically beginning of April to December of 2020, so the entire time I was pregnant. We were in the pandemic, so I think navigating that and trying to figure out just safety, trying to figure, and I still had to go to work every single day. So just trying to navigate being pregnant in a pandemic, wanting to make sure that I'm healthy, baby's healthy, but also being able to work and just navigate everything. I think, the pandemic really made a lot of people's year just difficult and you had to adapt very quickly. And so I think not being able to be around friends and family as much as I wanted to was also very challenging because you need that support system when you're pregnant, and especially as a first-time mom, and I wasn't really able to have that. So that was probably the hardest thing about being pregnant. Were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate? I would say for the most part, I did have a hypnobirth. If you guys want to watch that video, I had a fully unmedicated, a natural birth. It was 58 hours of labor, and then babe finally came. He was sunny side up. I had a lot of back labor. If you guys want the full story, I will link it down below in my bio. You guys can go and watch that video. But I would say that it was everything that I thought it was going to be. I had a hypnobirthing class, and I think that really helped me put my mind in the right mindset of where I wanted to be in my birthing process, and it gave me a lot of knowledge that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So if you are a first-time mom or if you're pregnant, I would definitely recommend taking some sort of birthing class so you're educated a little bit about what your body is going through and what baby is going through as you labor and deliver. Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it? Honestly, I don't think I would have. I do have a lot of complications because he was sunny side up. 58 hours of labor is like 3 days, so it was not easy. It was tiring, and my back is pretty messed up because of the way he was positioned. He was positioned incorrectly and basically grinding against my spine the entire time, so my spine is pretty messed up and I have a lot of back problems now. But I've been seeing a chiropractor. I've been about 3 times now, and that has helped a lot. So even though I have had complications, I don't think I would have wanted to go through a C-section, and I don't think I would have necessarily redone anything. I think I would have, if I could go all the way back, I would have planned to not be pregnant during a pandemic, because something I really wanted at my birth was a birth photographer, and we weren't able to have that because of COVID guidelines, and those are moments I'll never get back, which is really disappointing. But I wouldn't necessarily redo everything or change anything that happened, because I really love my birth team, I love my birth process. But if you want to watch that video, I will link it down below. What has been the hardest stage of being a mom? So I'm only 4 months in. I don't have teenagers or anything like that. But the hardest stage, I would definitely say, was the first 2 months, because me and my husband are just over here like, what the fudge are we doing? Like, we have no idea how to take care of another human, and you're sleep deprived, and you're trying to figure everything out. You're trying to figure out a new lifestyle, and not to mention we are in a pandemic, so we weren't really sure how to handle that or how we wanted to handle that in the beginning. So it was just very difficult to just navigate everything. And I think every first time parent, every first time mom goes through a phase. That newborn phase is just so difficult. So I would say the first 2 months were definitely the most challenging. I pretty much cried every single day. Every single day, multiple times a day, if not all day. Very challenging, very hard, but I made it to the other side. What is the most rewarding thing about being a mom? Honestly, just seeing the little things that he does and he grows through. So he's 4 months now, he's rolling, he will smile at you. Oh my gosh, my heart. The first time he started just smiling at us and just laughing, it just melts your heart. You're like, you're the human that I created, and you are laughing and smiling back at me. That is insane. So just the little milestones, and I think just the little things, that just taking time to slow down during the day and just remember that this is a beautiful time and to appreciate the little things. So the milestones were definitely the most rewarding, just seeing him grow. What is the most surprising thing about being a mom? I think it's how supportive other moms are. So my mom isn't in my mom isn't in my life. My mother-in-law is absolutely amazing, and I consider her like my own mom. She's incredible. But I don't, there's something special about just having your own mom with you, and she's not in my life, unfortunately. She is alive. She hasn't passed away or anything, but she's just not a healthy person and not someone who I want around Ethan. So she's not in my life, but I've had my mother-in-law and I've had other moms who are a little bit ahead of me just reach out and just be such amazing, just shoulders to lean on and just people to talk to, just asking like, is this normal? Am I going crazy? Like, just random questions that you don't know if you've never taken care of another human. So that's definitely the most surprising thing, is how supportive other mom friends have been. So that definitely. Most exciting milestone. He is only 4 months, so there aren't too many yet, but definitely just smiling back at us just makes me so happy. So definitely the smile is the most exciting milestone. Do you share any similarities with your child? Honestly, I don't think I do. People haven't really commented on this lately, and it doesn't bother me if they do. But someone did mention that they think he looks a lot more like my husband than he does me. So my husband is Chinese and Spanish, and I'm Dutch and Romanian. So kind of just that weird mixture, but I feel like his eyes do look a little bit more Chinese. And he doesn't, I don't know. I don't think he necessarily looks like me or has my personalities yet. Maybe he will when he gets a little bit older and starts developing a personality, but as of yet, not quite yet. Let's see. What is something having a child has taught you? Sorry, that wasn't written correctly. What is something having a child has taught me? patience. I feel like that's the most basic answer, but patience and understanding and how to take a breath and be calm, because even if you're having a bad day and he's upset, you can't get mad at him. Like, you have to control yourself. You can't be a negative influence. And I'm not saying, I'm not allowed to have emotions, but if he's screaming and I just am tired and I want to take a nap, I don't always have the luxury of just taking a nap. So I guess just patience and being selfless would be what I've learned from having a child, for sure. Describe your child in a single sentence. Describe your child in a single sentence. My child is a light. Everyone who sees him is just instantly happy, whether that's, his grandparents, or whether that's his aunties, or we're walking down the street and someone's like, oh my gosh, your baby's so cute. I just feel like every time someone sees him, they just laugh and they get happier. And when he smiles back at them, that's just melts my heart, and I love that so much. How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom? How have I changed as a person since becoming a mom? I don't know. I feel like everything. I feel like my old self isn't even like the same. Like, I feel like I'm not the same person I was before, and I know I am. But one of my friends wrote a quote or had a post on Instagram the other day, and she was kind of just like, my old self has died and I'm learning what my new self is, or I'm learning to grow into my new self. And I kind of feel like that's how I feel. I'm not the same Amanda. I'm not the same person I was 6 months ago. I'm a mom now, and I think unless you've become a mom, or unless you are a mom, you don't really understand that. But you give so much of yourself to your child, and it's incredible and a beautiful thing, but it's also tiring, and navigating that can be very, very hard. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. That is all for the Q&A. Those are all the questions that I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and just getting to know me a little bit more. I will link my unmedicated natural birth testimonial below, along with some of my other popular videos if you want to go check them out. I think they're pretty cool, but then again, I'm biased. Hope you guys have a great day. See you next time.